on in.
Aaron, Oscar Velasquez with Hormel. How are you, sir?
Good seeing you.
Good to see you. You mind if I take a seat and set my just down?
Sure.
Well, I brought to exchange you just to make sure our contacts are up to date.
Okay. Yeah. What? Let's see. We've met a couple of times now. Is that right?
Yes, sir. We've been meeting over the past year. Actually, we've brought in a number of products from Hormel. But
do you know whatever happened to the previous Hormel person that was calling on me?
He actually has received a promotion and he moved on to corporate, so he's kind of taken over a new role into management, but he's doing very well.
Yeah, and that's good to hear, and I always get good people. It's just, it's frustrating sometimes to have to train all you guys year after year after year. So, I got you for a while now, and then when you get trained, when we work together and I train you, you're going to go to a different job. Yeah. But I guess that's just what you guys do at Hormel.
Well, my commitment to you is to make sure that while I am here and over the course of our relationship, we really build a bond and a trust where we can hopefully move past some of that growing and beginning stages and really just dive into a solid relationship. So
okay, good.
How's that sound?
Good. No, that sounds great, Oscar.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed catching up with you and your wife this weekend at the soccer game. Mm-hmm. Little Rebecca, she is getting better and better every day. It's impressive.
They spend a lot of time doing that, and they enjoy it. My wife likes to get around, and she's the soccer mom, shuttling them around all the different sporting events in school and etc.
Yeah, well, my wife, every time we go to a game, she's just, man, I don't know what they're feeding that little girl, but she is quite the powerful little one. So
I will tell you, it was Hormel Natural Choice, so it's a good Hormel product that's helping her out.
I'm excited. I know we worked on bringing that into Fast and Fresh. I think it was a couple months ago, and it's been doing really well. So I'm excited to hear that the deli meat section is really thriving at Fast and Fresh.
It is. I'm just I'm looking for the deli section but Oscar, I just get so frustrated because Oscar has all my category within that Lunchables or that snacking section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and part of the goal here today is to really provide a variety to your lunch meat section and kind of bring in the next generation, the newest wave of what we believe to be the best product out there on the market right now.
Oh, I'd love to see some facts and figures to support that.
Oh, absolutely. And as we begin our time today, I just want to confirm we still have 20 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Aaron, it's not every day that I get to come and sit down with you and discuss a $250,000 business opportunity.
No, that's exciting.
But we have the opportunity to do just that today with the Hormel Rev Wrap.
Rev Wraps, okay.
Yes, sir. And I want you to know that Hormel goes far beyond just providing a monetary value with our product. We really want to provide a healthy and convenient lunch meat alternative, and in doing so, we want to bring the best product variety. So we don't want you to be stuck with just the Oscar Mayers or just the deli meat. We really want to create a showcase, if you will, of a variety of different products that help to make your aisles sing when your shoppers are walking through. And I know that's something you're excited about, and I'm very excited about.
Yeah, no, that sounds exciting. Yeah, and we're trying to get a little more innovative. We struggle right now with teenagers. It just doesn't feel like any teenagers are shopping in my stores.
Okay.
And maybe these items can help me out because I don't see any young kids or teenagers in my stores.
Well, I'll be sure to definitely touch on the teenage market and kind of what we've done with this product as we move through.
All right.
Before we get too far in, is there anyone else you'd like to include in our meeting that might bring value to the decision-making process?
No, Bud's been obviously very involved since Bud was the owner and the starter, but since he brought me into the warehouse and then since I've evolved into this job, right now I have a marching order that I can go out and make the decision, and I'm like I said, we're interested. We've discussed that we're interested in trying to grow some sales and looking at innovation.
Absolutely, and I know on the phone when I was scheduling this meeting with you and Bud, he mentioned that if we can go through this product and it seems like something that's viable for you and really is going to bring that innovative side to the lunch meat aisle, you guys are looking to move forward within the next week. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll do it as quickly as you guys can get it shipped to us.
All right.
If we come up with an agreement.
Absolutely,
I remember we talked about it last time. So. Yeah, but like I said, I want to see some sales reasons why I need to bring it in.
Fantastic, and that's why I'm here, is to provide you with those reasons. So as we begin our time, I really want to make this focused on you and what you'd like to learn. I know we touched a little bit on the product on the phone. What would you say the 3 areas you really want to learn more about Obviously, you talked about the innovative side with the teens, but what are a couple other areas?
Well, the innovation side, once again, that luncheon meat Wall Deli area just seems to be stale. And so what can we do there? And then we've got 6 Walmart stores that have opened up in our marketing area recently. And I really feel like Walmart is taking a lot of our business away. Talking about teenagers, I think the teenagers might be going to Walmart because they can do their combo shopping. They can, buy their sporting goods or health and beauty aids or whatever within Walmart that we don't offer. And I just feel like they're getting more than they're getting some of my traffic. They're getting some of my business.
Yeah, and that's our goal at the end of the day, is to make sure we're not only retaining your customers, but also growing your customers.
Yeah, you don't call on Walmart, do you?
No, sir. I'm here to work with you and Fast and Fresh.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
You're my primary customer.
You and I need to grow ourselves. Okay?
Yeah, and that's what we're here to do today. So let's go ahead and make that our agenda. We'll talk first about the innovative side and why this product is really going to attract those teens.
Okay.
And then we'll go over a little POD and point of display and how we're going to actually place this product on the shelf.
All right.
To really make it visually appealing to your customers. And then at the end of the day, we want to talk about Walmart and how we're going to differentiate and really bring and drive that value. And we'll talk a little bit about revenues and numbers at that point too.
Okay,
Does that sound
perfect.
good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Well, do you mind if I begin by asking you a few questions as we start here?
No, that's fine.
Okay. When we discuss the teenage market and really being innovative, what are some of the biggest areas of opportunity you see with that market?
Well, I'm sure they're impulsive. I'm sure they are interested in snacking. My sense is they live with their smartphone. So you got the smartphone, you've got all this interaction that they're getting. They're getting their texts. They're watching some TV. They got the smartphone. But how do we get them? How do we get them in our stores? What do we got to do to get them in our stores?
Excellent question. And so what I want to talk to you about is really why we came up with this product. We looked at the lunch meat market as a whole, and we really tried to understand what Oscar Mayer Lunchables did right, because they're a brand that's grown and they have a very strong brand recognition.
Right.
And what we found is that they're targeting the very young adults, so kids 6 to 12 really is their primary target market. And after that, in ages 13 to 17, there's really a void in the marketplace. There's really not a product out there that serves that market. So what we did is
you're telling me it's just not cool for a 15-year-old to buy Lunchables anymore?
The way we like to describe it is kids are graduating from Lunchables and they're looking for the next big step. Okay. And that's why we've come up with Hormel RevWrap. We found a niche market and a very significant opportunity to really grow business and an opportunity that hasn't been explored by any other companies. And this is an area we have an opportunity to differentiate ourselves from Walmart. I know that's something you mentioned as key. So what we found is in this age category of 13 to 17, teens are looking for something new, exciting. Like you said, they want to be impulsive. They see something, and if it's visually appealing, they're typically going to go after it.
All right.
And so what we created is a combination of meats, cheeses, and flatbreads.
All right.
And we took 100 different combinations, and we put them out in the test market, and we said which ones are going to do the absolute best. And that's where we've come up with the SKU of 8 that I mentioned on the phone with you and Bud.
Right.
And that's what we're really looking to move forward with here today is that 8 SKUs.
Okay.
And with that combination, each one of those flavors really sings off of each other and allows the promotion of the product as a whole. So when you see these 8 SKUs on the shelf, you may be inclined to take not just one, but 3 or maybe even 4 different options just to get the flavors and the varieties.
Mm-hmm.
And something you mentioned earlier too was kids are loving the snacking idea. The teenagers want to snack.
Right.
So I'm sure you guys read the IBIS World Report, and we at Hormel read that too. It's a very significant indicator of what's going on in the industry. And one of those things that I have here for you is what we found with the teen market.
I love facts.
Oh, I'm a fact guy myself.
Are you?
So, yes, sir. Right here, if you see, we have highlighted teenagers typically demand more snack food, and in doing so, they want to see variety.
Wow.
So yeah, we have here that the more variety on the shelves, teenagers are willing to spend that extra expendable income to attract and gain that variety.
So the teenagers are buying this, they're buying the bars, they're buying Gatorade, they're buying the energy drinks.
Yes.
But that's what they're buying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And the way we're going to get these teenagers to really build that awareness with this product is through what we've decided on, which is a $30 million promotional marketing strategy.
So you're going to spend $30 million.
We're doing that right now. And in doing so, we really aim to attract that teenage market, and we're doing it through a number of different platforms. So what I'd like to show you here are a few of the modes of advertisement that we do have right now. We've got TV ads, as you mentioned. Kids are watching TV, teenagers especially. We have print advertisement, radio and Pandora. That's a very unique opportunity. It's a market that we see as very prominent for the teenage market. You always see kids with their smartphones, like you mentioned. They got their headphones on, and typically they're listening to music. So we've got 30-second spot ads running on Pandora, a number of different digital media advertisements.
So just not your traditional TV?
No, sir. Actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you a spot ad that we have running right now. And it's something
we got time, right?
Yes, sir. We do have time. I'm being very cognizant of my time today.
Because I got another appointment coming afterwards.
Yes, sir. So what I've got here is our ad that we're running right now.
And it'll stay fresh, and I mean, it's okay in that backpack?
Yes, sir. We have a very great shelf life, and once it's come out of the refrigerator, we actually have up to 6 hours of product life. And that's something we make very prominent on the packaging when you purchase these, so it's aware with our consumers, and they know about that.
Does Baylor have a football kicker that can kick the ball that far?
You know, we've come a long way in 3 years, so yes, sir. We finally figured that part out. But is there anything else you'd like to talk, or you'd like me to discuss about in terms of how we're going to really market to the teens?
So you've got your advertising. You know, the challenge I've got is I got rid of my mailers, so we don't have any weekly mailers going out to this store. So what's Hormel or Rev got that's going to help me overcome that?
Okay, well, we have a number of options for that, and I think what I've seen the most success with is couponing. And that's in-store promotion. So what we recommend is you go for a 2 for $3. And what that means is we get a 3 for $5, pardon me. You buy 3 of the Hormel Rev Wraps for $5. And what that's going to allow your customers to do is sample a wide variety of products.
So how am I going to get them? How are they going to know that I've got it 3 for $5 if I don't have my weekly mailer? That's what, you know, I'm struggling with. Bud made the decision to pull this weekly mailer, and I keep wondering how we're going to get the message. I get that you've got great advertising, and hopefully that'll just pull these new people into looking for the items in my stores. And then 3 for $5, can I get the 3 for $5 and maintain my normal margin?
Yes, that's something that we as Hormel come to work side by side with you to help support that awareness and really build that promotion.
So what are you saying should be my everyday retail price?
What we suggest you sell the product at is about $2.28. That's pretty standard in the market right now. And it's a safe average, and that gives you a gross margin of about 94 cents, which I know in the grocery industry is huge.
So, not a big margin business. So the other, and I know you're not responsible for it. The other question or problem I've got is the fact that I've seen these items already in Walmart. And do you know? I mean, how did Walmart get these items before I did?
You know, I'm not allowed to share contractual information with other companies, and I'm personally not involved with the actual Walmart account. My goal is to make sure that we remain competitive at Fast and Fresh. And so that's why I'm sitting down with you here today.
Because I would tell you my biggest pain point right now is Walmart. How am I going to compete against Walmart? And it just, I get it. I get how you're not responsible for it. But I would appreciate you bringing that up to people within your company, and I always question, why do they get something before I get to see it?
You know, and that's a very valid question, and that's something I will make sure to do on my end. I can bring that up with my supervisor, and really moving forward, my goal will be to sit down with you and make sure that we are on the front end of everything that we come out with in the future to give you that strategic advantage. Does that help?
No, that's fair. That's fair. So we've talked about your advertising, and we've talked about the 3 for $5, which is what you're suggesting for an ad. So slotting. Do we have any merchandise, any slotting funds available?
Help me understand what your typical slotting fees look like.
So typical is $4,500.
$4,500. Okay. What we ask of you as Fast and Fresh is that we can come together and create a mutual win. And in doing so, we are willing to invest that $30 million marketing strategy towards you and Fast and Fresh to help promote this product. And in return, we ask that you invest that $36,000 worth of slotting fee on your end to create that mutual win.
So $36,000. So you're assuming I'm going to buy all 8 items?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that right? You had 8 items.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So $36,000. No, I agree. I think there's a place for the items. I've got to have something to satisfy Bud. I mean, we got this warehouse we got to pay for. Sliding fees help us pay for this warehouse. What if you were able, if I took $3,000 on the 8 items,
Okay.
and so that gives me 24,000, and then you've got what, $12,000 left
Yes, sir.
that you can put into that we can use to drive some incremental sales.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. And what I'd be willing to do for you with that 12,000 is, I know you mentioned earlier that you do have the new Hormel deli meat section. So what we can do is we could also set up a second meeting and maybe meet with your deli manager and try and set up a second promotional coupon strategy that allows us to cross-sell these Hormel Rev Wraps with these Hormel natural deli meats.
Okay.
And in doing so, we're going to be able to drive sales for 2 new products and really create some strategic.
Well, I think we got let's step by step. That's a great idea, and I think those are great items. But let's get the rev going first, right?
That sounds good.
I need to get that rev going. So what we'll do is $3,000. Is that what we agreed on?
Yes, sir. We'll go 3,000.
Well, we're going. You're going to give me the 4,500, but what we're going to do is we're going to use a portion of that. What, 1,500? Is that right? 1,500 a store or an item to drive incremental sales. So give it all to me, and then I will. How do you want to? What's the best way for you to work with this?
We will take that.
I need the $3,000.
Yes, we are going to go ahead and support that and
All
slotting
right.
fees to make sure that your warehouse is maintained, and
All right.
you can do that. And then on our end, we will keep the retention of that other 12,000.
Okay.
With the agreement that we're going to utilize that specifically for Fast and Fresh.
All right. So we've already committed to the 3 for $5 that you're going to fund out of your trade fund, right?
Yes.
So this is going to be $12,000. We're going to do something on top of the 3 for $5 promotion that you're going to run.
Yes, sir. We can work with that, and that's something that we can do on our end.
All right. All right. That sounds good.
All right. So what I've got here is I've got the contract filled out.
All right.
And now we agreed on going with all 8. Do you feel comfortable with going with 1 box per flavor, or do you think your store is something that you want to have at least?
Well, I think what I want to do, what I envision is because of the size you were talking about, Oscar Mayer. I think what I want to do is have 2 facings of all 8 items. So I'll have 16 facings in the store.
All right. So we will double this order then, and that will be something that I will do on my end and make sure that we are ready to go.
Perfect.
If I can just get your signature here at the bottom, and I would love to set up that second meeting.
All right.
Contacting you, we can work on doing something to promote both the natural deli meats and the Hormel Rev Wrap.
All right, very good. All right.
I enjoyed my time, Aaron. It's been a pleasure.
Good seeing you. I'll let you have that back.
There you go.
Step out with you.
Getting you nervous?
No. I want to make sure that it doesn't look sad.
Oh,
The clock is nice.
yeah.